Young Thug ran his career into the ground, but there's still hope. Young Thug ran his career into the mud by doing this, but I believe he still has a chance to rebuild. In this deep dive, I'll break down how this Atlanta hero damaged his public image and how he could possibly fix it. The fall began on May 9, 2022, when a RICO indictment was filed in Fulton County Superior Court against Jeffrey Lamar Williams, known to the world as Young Thug, along with 27 other alleged members of YSL, Young Slime Life. On the very same day, authorities arrested Thug at his Atlanta home. Just 2 days later, fellow rapper and frequent collaborator Gunna Sergio Giovanni Kitchens turned himself in. Shortly after Thug's arrest, a search of his home led to additional drug and firearm charges, compounding the legal weight already on his shoulders. In December 2022, Gunna entered an Alford plea, a rare legal strategy that allows a defendant to maintain innocence while acknowledging the state has enough evidence for a conviction. He was sentenced to 1 year, converted to time served, and released with probation and 500 hours of community service. Around the same time, Young Thug's brother, Unfunk Quantavious Greer, also pleaded guilty, receiving 10 years of probation, curfew restrictions, and mandatory community service. By November 2023, the YSL trial began, quickly earning the title of Georgia's longest criminal trial in history. With more than 400 potential witnesses, chaotic legal motions, and judicial controversies, the courtroom drama lasted for months. Eventually, on October 31, 2024, Young Thug accepted a plea deal, pleading guilty to drug and gun charges, and no contest to racketeering, conspiracy, and participation in a criminal street gang. He was sentenced to time served, plus 15 years of probation with strict conditions. He was banned from Metro Atlanta, except for work and court, prohibited from producing gang-related music, and required to complete annual anti-gang community service. But instead of taking the opportunity to rebuild quietly, Young Thug made the mistake of engaging in public feuds, especially with Gunna. He began throwing subliminal jabs on social media, now known as X, and in song lyrics, making it clear he hadn't let go of the accusations that Gunna had snitched. What should have been a redemption arc turned into a campaign to prove he was still gangster. This was a strategic misstep, especially for someone newly released on probation. Fans and observers expected humility and growth, not more bravado. Meanwhile, Gunna took the high road. Despite being called a rat or a snitch by parts of the hip-hop community, he stayed silent, focused on music, and released 3 critically and commercially successful albums. These records spawned viral hits on TikTok and Instagram, reinforcing that modern rap fans value quality music over street politics. Then came the leaks, and they hit Thug's image hard. First, a recorded interrogation surfaced, in which Thug appeared to ask a female officer for her phone number. This fueled rumors that he had cooperated with law enforcement. Then, a series of jail phone calls leaked, featuring conversations with his girlfriend Mariah, the scientist, close friend 21 Savage, and others. In those calls, Thug was heard bad-mouthing some of his closest collaborators, including Drake and Future, artists many considered integral to his career. He also admitted to cheating on Mariah, further damaging both his personal and public image. At that point, the situation became dire. Not only had Thug lost his street credibility, but he had also burned bridges with artists who had previously stood by him. His attempt to maintain a real image ended up alienating allies, embarrassing his inner circle, and putting his probation at risk. Meanwhile, Gunna, the one everyone expected to fall off, was thriving. He had become a case study in how to weather a storm. Stay quiet, stay consistent, and let the music speak. The tragedy is that Thug could have done the same. Rather than trying to prove he was still street certified, he should have used his time post-release to focus on reinvention and introspection. The world didn't want to hear more threats or jabs. We wanted to hear how this whole experience changed him. But all hope isn't lost. There's still a real chance for Young Thug to rebuild his legacy, and it starts with honesty. After losing his friends, his girlfriend, and his reputation, what fans truly want now is vulnerability. We want a raw, bleeding heart album. A record where Thug reflects on everything: the betrayal, the jail time, the pressure, the regret, the isolation. That kind of honesty would not only reconnect him with his base, it could also open up new audiences who are looking for depth and relatability, not just flexes and gang talk. Gunna's comeback has already proven that listeners are shifting, they care less about street codes and more about emotional honesty and great music. If Thug embraces this moment, he can still turn the narrative around. This entire saga should serve as a lesson to every upcoming artist. Your reputation is fragile, your silence can be your strongest weapon, and your ability to adapt is what keeps your legacy alive. Sometimes not responding is the most powerful move you can make. If you found this story insightful, informative, or worth discussing, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks you so much for watching.